Germany's aging population and shrinking birth rate means it is increasingly looking to immigration to fill vacant jobs. At the end of last year, 350,000 people from non-EU countries were registered in Germany seeking work, and the number of qualified migrants in the country is also on the rise.
1 year ago, software programmer Ashe Maure came from India to Germany and stayed.
Language is the main barrier. But if we compare it from other countries, then I find the country is good, peoples are good. The only thing is this German thing, the language, and you have to learn. In the starting, I was thinking it would be very easy. In 3 to 6 months, I will be comfortable to speak in German. It's not an easy thing. It takes years.
This man helped him. Chinmay Doctor knows both cultures. He came to Germany decades ago as a mechanical engineer. He's turned his experience into a business and now finds Indian specialists like Ashe for German companies. They pay up to 5-figure sums in commission for his service, as they can't find suitable applicants in Germany. And for foreign software developers, for example from Asia, Germany is very attractive.
There's clearly more leisure time here and a better quality of life. In India, most large companies are in big cities, and when you go to work, you have to commute at least 1.5 or 2 hours every day. This is not the case in Germany, and that's just one reason why the quality of life here is significantly better.
Dietmar Dirks owns a textile business. He's trying to find new workers from abroad as well. He needs more manpower to help keep up with orders.
No, we don't have young workers from Germany anymore. That's because at some point in the past, manufacturers had less work and hired fewer apprentices.
Half of the factory's employees are from abroad. Without the help of a recruiter, Dietmar Dirks has found an Armenian who can do the job and wants to hire him.
Hello, Dietmar. I'm well, how are you?
Very good. I've already found you an apartment here in Germany.
For 18 months, Dietmar Dirks has been trying to bring Rafik from Armenia to Germany, but German authorities do not recognize his credentials. Plus, the slow bureaucracy is frustrating for the business owner who wants to sponsor the work visa. Germany needs hundreds of thousands of new skilled workers. It'll need even more in the future, as 4 million people will retire in the next decade, and there aren't enough young people to replace them. Back at the computer company where Ashe Maure works, he's settled well into Germany and dreams of staying. He wants to bring his family to Germany, just like his colleague from Ghana, and enroll his children in school here. His advice to others?
It's up to you how you want to be here, how you want to make your communications. In Germany, if you ask anything, they will help you.
Let's dig a bit deeper into this with Stephen Bilsley from our business desk. Stephen, overseas talent, how important is this becoming for Germany?
Yeah, it's very important. I mean, Germany isn't just an aging workforce. It's one that, on average, is working fewer hours as more people take up part-time. And this is at a time right now of record employment. So, you know, if you want to keep the thing running, there's not a whole lot of levers to pull these days, right? So that's why we're seeing more businesses, more industry groups look towards overseas talent. And this cuts across job sectors. This isn't just nurses and hospitals and IT and software like we just saw there. It's bakeries, for example. They're looking to places like Vietnam, the Philippines, to Kenya, to North Africa. There's a federal program right now. Now, migration isn't the only solution. If you could encourage people to work more hours, that would be another one. But it is an important solution.
But people are working less, you say?
People are working less, yeah.
They're part-time.
They're working more part-time. Part-time has become more preferred over time, especially in Germany. We've seen that in a number of countries here in Europe. Traditionally, it was because of raising children, taking care of elderly family members, and now it's increasingly because, more people say this because of work-life balance. So that's another thing that has actually reduced the overall amount of hours being worked in Germany and in a number of European countries.
Now, Berlin recently passed a new law that is supposed to make it easier to hire foreign workers for companies. Is it going to work?
Yeah, it should. It's a good first start, let's say that, right? What's always been difficult about the job market here in Germany is that it's highly regulated and that in many ways it's been insulated from competition overseas. Now that you need those workers, it's really difficult in many cases. They're often required to have the exact same qualifications or certifications, one-to-one, as a German candidate would have. But in many countries, they don't have those. It's sort of impossible. And then once they get a visa, it's highly tailored to their specific job. So with the new law, we're seeing new rules phased in. Some of this is going to be loosened. But it's still going to be difficult because it leans on a bureaucracy that itself is quite aging here, that's not very flexible and it's not very digital. So a lot of these qualifications will still need to be met. People will now be allowed to come over to Germany while their qualifications are checked out. But if it's going to take 2 to 3 years before everything is gone forward, there's a green light, then what's the point?
There's a flip side to this migration debate, because it is also migration is driving the popularity of Germany's large far-right party,
right.
The AfD. How much of a problem is that for German businesses?
I think this is the question we're all asking as we go forward, and especially as we see the AfD rise in the polls. You know, where they're strong, the former East is also an area where many industries are now building up big plants, for example. You're looking at Intel and TSMC, chip makers, both building in the East. We're seeing Tesla, for example, battery makers building out there. They're not going to find German workers to fill those spots. They're going to require foreign workers. But this is an area where the AfD, as you said, is popular. They're at best skeptical to overseas talent. At worst, they're downright hostile to them. And a lot of that is then influencing the government, sort of the way the government talks itself. You know, when it talks about deporting more people who are here illegally, it sends sort of a mixed message. If you're looking for them, but also deporting other migrants. So I think at the end of the day, people will always go where they need to be to get a good livelihood. And if there are people like the one we saw in that story who say, ultimately, this is a good spot, then I think they're going to keep coming. But it could be difficult.
Stephen Beers with DW Business. Thank you very much, Stephen.